this one. All right, all the cats, get out and let's hear the spooky stuff. Beautiful cats, by the way. If
Thank you.
everyone's cats can just show up at any time. I've got a really fat one laying right next to me, and then another one
Oh, I
over there.
see their little hutch in the back there.
Yeah, they used to really like that, but I think they've learned that they see themselves on this computer screen. If I'm
Oh.
doing like an interview, they'll be like, I don't like it. I modeled the character after Sherlock in Skyrim, and she hated that shit. She would see it on the big TV, and she like, it's pretty funny because there's just one of those presets is very much like her face, and I was just like, if she sees that, she could infer the right thing. But anyway, so
That's awesome.
instrumental music, we're kind of talking about that right now.
Hmm.
How would you say instrumental music functions in your guys' lives today versus music with lyrics, music with singers? Is there a difference when you listen to music and like appreciate music?
Yeah, I like instrumental music more than vocal music, but then there are those. I love the Beatles. I even like some songs by Billy Joel. Sorry,
Wow.
I even like some songs by like Elton John and Whitney Houston and all kinds of people that have singing, but it's not what I do. Um,
Sure.
yeah, it's never really been something that I wanted to pursue at all for myself. So, but Jack, I know you have been in musical theater projects lately, where I assume you were singing, and you sing in your other groups. So, do you? Oh, are you muted?
You're muted.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, did you use vocal techniques to help you write and or memorize stuff for Yowie?
No volume.
Sorry, I can't hear.
I think were you on your headphones before, Jack?
No.
There we go.
I
Oh,
hear
I
your
think I just heard you.
oh, okay, cool.
yes.
Um, I, I was saying I'm a big cornball. I work as a music therapist. I sing pop music every day.
Really?
I enjoy I enjoy playing instrumental music live the most because I can just fully focus on guitar, and I think I really like the place that it takes listeners when you're an audience member and you can just be watching instrumental music. It's um it's less prescriptive. You can kind of just go to different places than you can go to when someone's singing at you. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
But sorry, to answer your question, Daniel. Yeah, I think I would sing a lot of um, Yowie riffs, and I always
Before
have.
or after you wrote them?
Even before, it's just like
Okay.
it's a good way to kind of yeah lock it in and
What does
remember
that
it.
sound like?
Um, boom, boom, kip, boom, 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 da, da, dum, boom, kip, boom, ka, boom, boom. That's Netaspheric, Total
Hemispheric,
Collapse of
yeah, the
Space.
ending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I also like to just sort of tap it on my fingers, and that's
Hmm.
kind of. I remember I read this study once about like this symphony that like they lost all their instruments on a flight,
Hmm.
and so they couldn't do any rehearsals before their show, and so they would do like mouth band practice,
Yeah.
and they'd also like practice it in their heads. So
So I'm sorry to interject. A friend of mine's band called a very good mathy metal band called Knife the Glitter from New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
And on their album, they have a track like that where it's just them singing their parts.
Is that Kevin and Triasian?
I know Eli Litwin.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I did an interview with Kevin a while ago.
Yes.
We and that I was like, you have another thing other than Dillinger Escape Plan, and you produce Gridlink? Fuck you.
Yeah,
Amazing. But that's
Eli.
cool. Sean, do you ever vocalize like your drum parts, like we just heard Jack do?
I don't think I do. I don't think I
Not
do.
like when you're playing.
I mean, Jack did that so well, I could never compete anyway. I just be like, Jack, tell me how this part goes, man. But then, no, we should do that. Have it be like a conical kind of
Oh,
approach,
yeah.
I think. That's totally what we should do. I didn't know this about you, Daniel, with Billy Joel, so I do need to ask, what is your favorite Billy Joel song and why is it Pressure?
No, I don't know that. I don't know Pressure because, see, I've never owned an album, but I'm gonna say maybe today the answer is Big Shot,
Oh.
and it's because of
Oh.
a certain chord that is wrong that happens in the chorus. That's like not really wrong. It's just wrong. It's a strange interval. It's like a fourth, a suspended fourth that doesn't sound so intended, but it probably is. But
Avant Billy Joel.
that song rules. I don't care if Billy Joel is weird.
I don't know
Even a
if
broken clock is right twice a day.
I worked in a like a well, I've worked in like guitar centers and music and arts, which are the smaller versions, like for kids learning. And
Hmm.
there was heavy Billy Joe in the like
Got a
the
lot of
one
tunes.
loudspeaker in the small room, and like I never knew until I asked my boss to turn it off who it was. But it was like I appreciate what he's doing, but it's 4 p.m. We've been here for 8 hours, man. I'm gonna kill myself.
It's
Um,
not when you want to hear River of Dreams.
he's got a nice voice, and I appreciate what people
Yeah.
say about him. But yeah, he's not punk rock. Uh,
Yeah.
that being said, how do you feel considering like I think you're all sort of saying similar things about instrumental music and how it allows the mental space to sort of unfold or just become less inhibited. I am wondering what you guys would maybe get from the new Yowie record as an ink blot test. Like, if you were just hearing that for the first time, like, what are the emotions that you're describing? What are the things that come to your mind? Because it's so abstract. Sometimes it sounds so scary as hell.
Thought that Yowie is like, um, I don't know, I haven't always felt scared or put off by it, is probably what I'd say. Like sometimes I'd say it can feel, and I'm definitely speaking alone here. I don't know how you guys feel, but sometimes like I just hear the meticulousness of it, and it doesn't necessarily point me towards like, scary or angry or, you know, anything necessarily negative. It's like it's more like it's like a tribute to doing a thing with extreme dedication. And
More like sound design or science.
I'd say less science, more like it's like the practice of what Yowie is communicates more sometimes than, hearing a chord and going, oh, that's dissonant.
Sure.
Dissonance makes me angry or something. You know.
Yeah, I never thought about this before, but like bird songs.
That's a very
And
interesting,
it's
yeah.
definitely people have said animalistic, and that's what it sounds like to me. So animals can be scary or cute and fluffy or
Yeah,
both.
yeah, fully.
I'm trying to think how to answer that. Like it's hard for me to go back and get like an initial gut reaction to something that I've been sort of immersed in for so long. I think to do it well, I would need to have a time machine. But when I listen maybe to it, in its entirety, I think there's like it's something like in some ways occasional like existential alienation and then like a type of like very energetic sometimes happiness or abandon that's thrown in there. And then they alternate with each other at times.
That is awesome. That I honestly, the track Scrimshander has these moments that I can't tell if they're supposed to be like poking you as a listener or it's like a celebration of like this, especially like these kind of weird. It's like the first thing that happens in the song, the little guitar harmonics and like kind of the chill drum beat that's on those, but not on those like da 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 da. I was like, I feel like I know what that feels like, but I don't know what it is. And it's hard to say it. So yeah, I guess the reason I asked that is because there's a lot of familiarity in like maybe the visceral motion of these things, but not good words for them in my head. I'm just like, no, I get it, but I don't know how to talk
It
about
must be music if you can't describe it well with words.
it. It's good. Yeah. I mean, I am actually really excited. I don't know if I did already. My mom's a music teacher. I would love to show her the new Yowie, see what she says.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's a couple things with that, right? So when the first album came out, someone wrote me and told me that their mom, who was a psychology professor, played it as an example of the sort of disorganized thought that occurs in schizophrenia.
mhm.
And then there is, I think, maybe a standing sort of like challenge at a music school in Chicago, where the professor like will give people extra points if they will notate out. Gosh, which song is it? I believe it is Talisha from the first album, and it's been like a standing thing for. Last I talked to him, it was like 10 years, and no one has taken him up on it.
That's got to be such an extreme endeavor to try to describe with like what traditionally people look at a sheet of paper and they see one thing that means one note, and they are trying to describe these like extreme bends and like between note things. That's a very interesting project. That's very cool. And like kind of an, I mean, I can't speak for you guys, but that's an honor. That's so sick.
Yeah.
Um, so as we kind of were talking like a little more amorphous, esoteric stuff here. We almost talked about this for a second, but how do you guys feel about the question, can music be scary?
Scary.
Yeah, can music scare you?
Sure. Sure.
What's the
Terrifying.
last thing that did, if so?
Probably back to my childhood, really.
Yeah, that's kind of the answers that I'm looking for. Like maybe you heard like planets, like the planets. I can't remember
I
who.
heard Shostakovich.
Yeah, exactly. Hearing
That's the last thing that scared
Shostakovich.
me. Yeah, for sure.
That was an intense experience for me, and like visually, it brought up a lot. You know, as someone that's
Later, I found out what it was about, and it really was scary what he was what he made it about. But I
was
didn't
it
know that
about
at the time.
aliens? I don't know what it was about.
No, it was about living in an oppressive regime,
Oh,
where anyone you knew could just be disappeared overnight,
no wonder that's on my
and
mind.
there's like censorship that could kill you. Censorship where if they didn't like what you said, you could just die, disappear, and your family too, maybe.
Not realistic in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't imagine any parallels to
Not
anything.
one, not a single one, not in this interview. No, sir. Um, but yeah, no, I mean that's kind of why I ask. I'm writing a bunch of horror themed stuff for the blog right now, and so because we've explored more like video game stuff, and there's like a huge step forward as far as like storytelling and wall breaking in that field, and I just figured spooky season was a good time to get into it. Also, Sean, that thing that you mentioned at the very beginning when we were talking about the atmospheric creepy CD, I feel like I had the same one where it was just like a castle on the front,
Yeah.
and it was like and people like
Yep.
puking in the background and shit.
That's right. There were a number of them. It was like a genre.
Yeah, totally. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
It
Yeah,
was
we
a
should
genre
make
of
a
them.
CD like that.
Maybe we have. I'm trying to think of scary stuff. Like I think that parts of the Rite of Spring
Oh,
just
sure.
like just like pummel you and like take you by surprise, even if you know it pretty well. And it just hits in this sort of like dread inducing way that I just will always love, I think.
I'm glad you said that because that's actually one of those few pieces out there where I'm like, if Yowie took some inspiration from a classical piece, this could definitely be one of them. That's essentially like the world's first mosh pit was the premiere of that show when people were like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Um,
That's
just
what we're
moshing.
going for. That we're going for that. We'll see if we're able to pull it off or not live. Yep.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good mosh. It's a weird one, to be honest. I'm sure you guys have seen. I don't remember what band it was. It's like a pretty popular math rock band where kids were just kind of making fun of the idea of like playing magic and playing chess, like in the center of the mosh pit. But people do crazy shit. Um, So that being said, let's round this out with something real spooky. Who's got a cryptid experience they'd like to share? I
Ooh.
imagine you're all secretly Yowie in human suits.
Hmm.
I can speak from the land of the Yowie.
Yeah,
So my family grew up in the country in like West New South Wales, like towards the center of Australia, which mind you is so gigantic, and people who visit um, often don't realize how stupidly big our country is. So far that like touring Australia means you have to drive like 8 to 12 hours to go to any city worth playing. It's an absolute nightmare. Um, but so yeah, in like central to western New South Wales, my family has a story from another family friend who was driving through the national park at night, and they stopped for a little bit, and then who would open the door but an actual real life Yowie? And my family swears by this, like a real story. And the Yowie ripped off the door. They have photos of the door off the car, um, and then pulled out this person and took them to the Yowie den, but did not kill them because this guy was an athlete and his legs were not hairy. And apparently, the Yowie is after hairy legs, so he was safe. And then he drove home without a car door. That was my
whoa.
cryptic experience from a friend, from a family friend of a friend.
Or
Wait, he didn't have hair. He didn't have hairy legs because he was
No,
an athlete,
yeah,
like
because
a
he like
swimmer.
said yeah, he like shaved his
that's what I
legs
was
for
thinking.
whatever reason, but because of that, the Yowie was not interested in capturing him. And apparently at the door of their Yowie's house there was like 10 to 12 hairy legs hanging at the front of the door.
Whoa. Good God.
So they rip off your legs if they're hairy?
Yeah, and they decorate the house with it.
Well,
They
they're
decorate
hairy.
the house. Okay. So pro tip, visiting the
Shave
outback in
your legs
Australia, shave your legs.
or
Shave
wear
your
long
legs.
pants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you wear long pants, it helps ward off mosquitoes too.
Yep.
this is true.
It's probably a good tip.
I don't think I can top that, man.
There's no cryptids where I'm at. You
There's
know,
no cryptids in Philly.
I don't know where you're at, Michael, but yeah, Bigfoot is miles and miles from here.
Yeah, there's weird shit out
I
here.
have heard that Bigfoot really is just some guy with big feet.
I've seen some pretty stupid looking videos of dudes in Bigfoot suits, just like taking their head off or taking
No,
the
and,
cap off.
when you meet your heroes, it's always disappointing. So when you find out it's just a hippie with really large feet that doesn't wear shoes ever, then that's not what people want to hear, and they're like, "That's not Bigfoot." But
Is just a wook. Oh,
It's not a good story, that's for sure.
right,
No,
cryptid legends.
we get tagged all the time with stuff like this, and I can't tell you the number of times. And it's on accident, right? Like somebody's like seriously
yep.
into cryptids and they accidentally are like hashtag us or whatever. And I don't know how many.
I like cryptids. Send them here. Let them
Yeah,
come. I'll
come
hang out.
on, bring it, man.
Yeah.
No, like, but a lot of times it's us and Tim the Yowie Hunter, and I do feel like Tim the Yowie Hunter and the band are going to eventually have some kind of an altercation. So we're
Oh,
going
for
to start with
sure.
that. Jack, I assume you know him.
Well, actually, I know him through Isaac, the old drummer of Basil's Kite. So there was I remember Isaac was in Penrith, um, Lithgow. Anyway, it's all the same to you guys. He was in remote New South Wales and reported that he saw a panther, which is like a really classic urban legend around these parts. There's like a bull-eye panther, Lithgow panther, and he told Tim the Yowie man that he saw a panther, and then apparently he lied, but the lie went so far that he was on TV saying, "Yes, I saw a panther here in Lithgow."
Uh-oh, we lost
You
your
did it.
audio.
You covered
Oh
the
shit!
phone.
Oh, can you hear
There,
me
We
now?
lost the very end of it.
you're back.
Just
Okay.
We just
Yeah,
heard that it was a lie.
Tim the Yowie hunter was doubtful because
Oh,
he was lying. He lied, and then it got so far that apparently it was on TV.
Well, he's known for his skepticism. Like you've got to provide him with evidence, or else he is not going to take it to heart for sure. Yeah.
Do you guys have any feelings about other cryptids that aren't Yowies?
Like
I
who?
like,
Like maybe little grays?
They're not cryptids though. They're aliens.
Maybe.
That's true.
yeah. Can you really say for sure? I've been reading this book called God's Monsters.
Oh,
And it's like a dive into the Hebrew Bible / Old Testament and like
ah,
some of the creatures that are in it. And it's very D&D. It's like way like that's not what I learned growing up in a like Catholic school and stuff. It was like, oh, cherubim, they're like these cute little angel face things, and seraphim are kind of like the same, maybe, or whatever. And it's like, no, that's a flying snake. And then this is this like guardian creature that guards portals and all this stuff. It's like unbelievable, like the stuff that's in there. And I suppose maybe those are like kind of cryptids. They're like
yeah, sure.
celestial cryptids or interdimensional cryptids, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably where I would land with that. I think my favorite is probably like Mothman. Uh, just the weird stuff surrounding Mothman. It's not just that it's a cryptid. There are like waves of people having like prophetic visions around the time
Yeah.
of like him appearing, and I was just like, that's psycho shit. That's beyond cryptids. But yeah, I'm not super into podcasts about that kind of stuff the way I used to, but I did see a movie that had like Michael Cera. I think it was just called like Cryptids or something, but it put me off. I was like, man, I don't actually want to enjoy cryptids anymore. This is inconsistent to say the least.
No, it's not a cryptid, but in terms of like urban legend, like people reporting stuff, real close to St. Louis here, is Mattoon County, Illinois. And there was a period of time where person after person after person kept reporting they called it the Phantom Gasser of Mattoon County. And so the story was like this guy would like creep into your window at night and like gas you and assault you. So he had like some kind of thing he would like gas you with or whatever. Like so much so that like the FBI came and investigated and they were doing dragnets until they figured out that there is no Phantom Gasser. And that
Oh
this is
no.
the sort of thing that happens when people are like, dreaming and they're having like vivid dreams and sleep paralysis and stuff like that,
Oh,
which is,
did you
yeah,
see the X Files? That was kind of, I don't know if it was based on that, but like
I didn't.
it's a small town where one person starts to see cockroaches and their like mania of it starts to like spread in this unknown means where like their neighbors are also seeing cockroaches and they do a search and there's no cockroaches. It's weird how small town urban legends, like you were saying, like how they take on a life of their own, become thought forms,
Yeah,
which
well,
I would argue is a cryptid.
Yeah.
it's not like people are looking everywhere all the time for new animals. So it's easy to believe that there could be some stuff out there that we're not aware of.
Well, there
But
certainly is. Yeah.
there certainly is. But then, for one thing, things come and go. So maybe if there was a Bigfoot, maybe they've died by now. And also, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in ancient times. You'll see records of stuff, and we're like, wow, was that real or not? It's hard to say. You can look at fossils you find, but you're not going to find everything. So, like, so it's easy to believe that there could be shit out there, but how come everybody forgets to take the cap off their camera and doesn't get a clear picture of Bigfoot? That's
Yeah.
suspicious. See?
It's suspicious if it
Make
wasn't such an organized crime by the government.
Vagaries.
and
Vagaries is not what Yowie is about.
That's true.
no.
Not the
Yeah.
real Yowie. Not you guys.
No, get Bigfoot in here and sit him down and
Learn some
uh
parts.
That's right.
yeah,
Um
interview.
yeah, that okay, so last not necessarily last one, but we'll try to venture from Yowie specifically. Do you guys have any favorite Yowie factoids, whether it's about the band or the cryptid himself, themselves, themselves?
responsible for the actual cryptid. Danny, you got one? Any factoids since you've been yowieing?
I heard about Yowie from finding their album in a record shop, and I bought it because it was $10 and it looked interesting and it was really good.
Do you remember which one it was?
The first album, yeah,
Nice.
Cryptozoology, the one that, the one that contributed the most to people thinking that we know about cryptids.
That's kind of true though. Crypto is actually, is there a reason there it's not cryptozoology? Like, what's
That's a
the reason
different
with the
science,
stutter?
right?
Yeah, so crypto, it's a different word.
Right.
It's cryptozoology, which is the study of like eggs that are like basically cryptid eggs.
Mhm.
So
Whoa.
oology is the study of eggs. And honestly, we were like just messing around with different ideas when we literally had no ideas for any titles or anything, which I think these guys can relate to because we had to suffer a lot through naming stuff for this album. But the idea that there was a word that had three O's in a row and is a real word and no one would be able to pronounce it and it is what we went with. And so it wasn't until recently that I just started asking people like, how do you pronounce this word and stuff like that. And it's actually a lot of fun. Some people go like cryptology and like they just don't know what the word is.
That's exactly what I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I'm like crypto.
I was like,
Chris, yeah.
is this a like was that a typo? And it's not a typo. It's
Because it
supposed to
could be,
be cryptozoology.
but it could also be pronounced cryptozoology.
Yeah.
Cryptozoology, like kind of Canadian. And it's
Flip
cool.
them around. Who's to say?
Yep.
What do you guys think of Halloween? I feel like the yeah, this a kind of a
We're gonna
special
miss
time for
Halloween.
you guys slash Yowie? Because I feel like again the first time that we had really gotten to know each other at all was Halloween in like 22 for the compilation. Do you love Halloween? Good.
I do.
I like candy.
It's the only holiday that I like, I'm pretty sure, honestly.
Understandable.
We went to the Pez factory and gift shop and museum as a band.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we
I,
did. We did. It was in Orange, New Jersey or
They
yep.
Connecticut.
still make those.
New Jersey or Connecticut?
I think Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yep,
Orange,
definitely
Connecticut.
Connecticut. Yeah. Yep. And Jack was going, "What the hell is a Pez?" And so that was a lot of fun. He got to he got to like
Understandable.
see the entire Pez universe that had been previously hidden to him.
When
Uh,
I picture that, I just picture a massive Pez. When it's activated, it chomps down and produces little Pez's.
an infinite regression of
Yeah,
Pez.
yeah. I don't know why. I wish I didn't think that's how those were made. But um
We saw how they're made.
Am I coming through?
Yeah.
you are now.
It's very quiet though,
Okay.
Jack.
Oh,
Yo.
sorry. I think that was the first tourist thing I did in the States was go to the Pez factory. Up until then, it was just
Tourist.
recording Yowie.
Yeah.
My first moment of freedom was eating lots of Pez.
That's a
It's
deep
not even
dive.
it's a German company originally too, so
Oh man, I did not know that.
yeah.
I was gonna say that's a deep dive on like Americana, right? Like that's kind of a childhood thing for a lot of us. Pez, it's not something that persists into adulthood,
No, but
but
it's good. It remains a good candy.
yeah, it's still good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that would be a cool closer. Favorite candies for Halloween?
Oh fuck.
Ch-
It's Reese's for me, when
chocolate stuff. Yeah.
just chocolate.
Yeah, I mean, I basically
Smarties.
can Smarties?
American Smarties though, because in I think Canada and the UK, they have their Smarties are like M&Ms for us, kind of. We have
Really?
something called Smarties
Bunch
that's
of bullshit.
more like Pez. It's
It's just like
a little bit
chalk,
Pez like
chalky sugar.
chalky, vanillan.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And kids would do the like they pretend they're
You can
smoking it.
snort it if you want.
Yeah.
Better to eat it. You could pulverize it and put it in a drink if you wanted to.
Look at me.
Make Kool-Aid from it, maybe.
I have to say, poor Jack, like, flew to the United States at 26-hour flight, and then be like, okay, this is your first time in the United States. Stay in this room. Stay in this room and play the guitar. And then now in a few weeks we're gonna go to Europe for the first time for him. It's gonna be like, okay, get in this van, and we're gonna
No,
drive.
it's
We're
fine.
gonna drive to a black basement
Oh,
club
okay.
and load our
Oh,
equipment in, and we'll like pass like some interesting monuments as we're driving from place to place.
Are you
It's
guys
gonna
it
be
wouldn't
excited
fun.
for that though?
wouldn't happen
Europe
any other way.
together sounds fun.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I am. I feel that it is slightly cruel, and when people like people at work or whatever, like, oh, you're going to Europe, you're like, no,
Yeah.
literally, I'm going to be in all of those cities and then not experience anything about those cities except the people who want to come see this music, and that'll be awesome. But it's like just not what other people are expecting. We're not going to go to the Louvre or anything. I don't think.
And you've described how like European audiences generally have kind of a more quick appreciation for Yowie. It seems like, um, I don't, does that persist to this day? Do you think?
Well, I sure hope so. We're going to find out, right? It's been 8 years since the last time we were there, but it did seem like there was like just a little more, I guess I would call it receptivity to the oddness of it than at least some of the American crowds. I would say American crowds and British crowds share the kind of like being a bit reserved and doing exactly what I hope what I'm not trying to get the audience to do, which is to like think about the music. Like you just
Yeah.
be like, huh, I wonder what time signature that is or whatever. Like I hope that it becomes like immersive and engrossing. And I found there's a lot of people in Europe who could just get engrossed with it.
That makes sense. And honestly, like those are words that come to mind more with the new material than anything before for Yowie, where like it feels, especially I guess just as a listener too, like at any point I could listen to any of them and like in a way be interpreting a lot of the same sounds. But what I'm hearing now is like something I guess without getting cheesy about it, is a little more mature and like sort of sure of how weird it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense at all. I don't know why that would be. It's nice to hear.
More
Records are weird like
mature.
that.
Yeah, that's great to hear that. And I think that you're without having too much experience playing in Europe, the audiences there just they like music more overall, perhaps. I mean, also, I think uh it's not that crowds are worse in the US, but shows are worse in the US
Yeah.
and venues
Oh,
are
for
worse.
sure.
And all the it just a little uh I don't know, it's more music focused shows
Yeah.
in Europe.
Sure.
It's like it feels like people are interested in music, whereas here, uh, I don't know, it doesn't always feel like people
But interested in drinking.
they're
There
interested
you
in
go.
drinking.
That's the secret.
I don't want to blame the
Smoking
crowds
cigarettes.
here either. I want to say that it just feels like in the past few years, especially, that things have changed with like venue and
Oh, sure.
specifically here in Philadelphia, that's what I'm exposed to, but beloved places go and new places take their place and they don't always it seems like they're under more pressure to make money. Everything's more expensive, and
Yeah.
there's more people, but they're more fragmented of an audience. Even though our city is like really the highest population it's ever had, it feels like there's less overall, less togetherness.
That's
So
yeah, I feel like that's the feeling pervading a lot of, the horrors of 2025. I just feel like, that those kinds of feelings are coming to so many different industries. Music was kind of one of the first ones really during the pandemic to get so many axes at once. And yeah, it's been tough to watch things recover and change, like you're saying. Sometimes it's good, sometimes questionable, like you're saying. Like you want them to keep going, but at what cost sometimes. And it